Good afternoon, Keller Williams. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Okay, I won't go into that. Did you like Mr. Rogers, Peter?
So we didn't have Mr. Rogers in England.
You had a version, though, didn't you?
No.
No?
No.
Just watch the young ones all the time, even when you were like 3, 4,
Well,
5,
no,
6?
We had children's TV programming, but it was we had the clangers, which were little creatures that lived on the moon.
Oh, you know what? I know why. You had Mrs. Doubtfire.
That's right, Brett.
I love it. That was good. That was good, Peter.
Absolutely. Yeah. Mrs. Doubtfire. He was a good actor.
Yes, he was amazing. Just goes to show that no matter the outward appearance and the big bright smile, you have no idea what somebody's going through, right? So always be kind to each other. It's our culture. It's really what's wrong with the world today, in all honesty. There's not enough kindness and just treating people with respect. So let's do that, shall we? Mrs. Doubtfire would want that.
Yes.
Right? So I have some amazing news. Let me make sure I got things queued up here. We're good? Yeah. So I would like to introduce the 2023 South Florida region of Keller Williams Market Center Tech Trainer of the Year.
Who's that then?
Peter Hopkins.
Oh, me.
Yeah.
That was very kind of my peers to vote. I appreciate it. It was awesome. I now have a towering, what's it called? Trophy.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say Inferno. No, it's not an Inferno. It's good. It's a beautiful piece of crystal, is it not? With like a red tint to it. It's awesome.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
And it's now in pride position in my living room, annoying my wife.
And I want to thank Gary and Nikki Ubaldini, who are our regional owners, for putting on such an amazing event. Mark Olish, our regional director. Who else? John Maxwell. That was awesome. John Maxwell was our keynote at the end, and that was just fantastic. So thank you, South Florida region, for such an amazing event.
The food at the Hard Rock Cafe is really good.
Yeah, it was
really
tasty.
Good. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, you'd expect that at Hard Rock, right? Because it is essentially a food-derived pop music entity from Britain originally.
Yeah, I know. I was in that one.
Owned in London originally, yeah. And they certainly know how to make chicken a la whatever it was.
Chicken a la mustard sauce over potatoes with tricolored cauliflower.
Yes.
I was actually in the one in London.
Oh, really?
When I went to London. So I took a trip to Ireland when I was a freshman in high school because I was in a band. We were a Scottish heritage band, so I wore a kilt every Friday night. And we got invited to play in like 4 different St. Patrick's Day parades in Ireland. So we started in Ireland, then we took the ferry over to Wales and went from Wales to London, straight to London. And Hard Rock was the first place I went to.
Very good. Did you get a t-shirt?
Of course, and a hat and like buttons and all the stupid tourist stuff that you would never wear afterwards.
Oh, I wore it. Rocking my Hard Rock Tampa jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the 90s.
Yeah. They're really cool, aren't they? So like when we went into the venue, an amazing venue. So for those that don't know what we're talking about, the Hollywood, Florida Hard Rock Hotel, which is part of the Seminole Indian Reservation Agreement. So it's actually Seminole-owned land, and it's the Seminole Hard Rock Casino. There's one in Tampa as well. But this is the fancy guitar-shaped hotel that is of recent times, and it is a very, very cool place. My nose had flashbacks to Vegas family reunion, though. It was getting all dried out from all the smoke inside. But that's the nature of casinos.
So what we'll do real quick, maybe not with that picture.
You're going to show it off?
Yeah. So how do I add that to... So if I click stop that, and then I go... I think people need to see this. Share screen, and share that, and then we're going to add that to the stage.
Yeah, there it is. How cool is that thing?
It's got a big water park. It's got this giant guitar which shoots lights up into the sky at night, and it all goes up and down with sound to music and music to sound, music to video or whatever.
Yeah,
down, and then it's got all these venues around it. It's really, really cool place, and the food is just amazing. It really is amazing, and it's clean as a whistle. It's definitely well run.
Yeah, the food was amazing. And normally, and these are things that are out of control of the people that organize such things. So this is in no way a reflection of our region, because as I said, they take good care of us for events like this. And Nikki and Gary are just amazing people. Our whole leadership team, Tamara and Alex, John Sterling was there too, who's our area growth director. Tamara and Alex always work so hard to put things on. And of course, our regional tech trainer, Ryan. Just an awesome event. However, it's the only time the food has been really good. Normally, it's not that great. So it was definitely a nice surprise to have awesome food. Yeah. But just an awesome event. I know everybody kind of had theirs either before family reunion. Some of them had theirs at family reunion, which was kind of cool too. But ours was great yesterday. And all of that just to give Peter props for being such an amazing Market Center tech trainer. I made that sound like the whole event was for you, didn't I? But that's okay. It was.
You kind of did. They built the hotel for that reason.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
Yep. All right, let's jump into our culture moment. So today we are talking about the vision of Keller Williams. And the vision of Keller Williams is to be the real estate company of choice for agents and their customers. This is something that we go through every time with Labs Advisors Live. It is our MVVBP, which is mission, vision, values, beliefs, and perspective. All right, so that is the vision. If you don't know about it, read up on it. You can find it probably in Connect. I know you can find it with a Google search for sure. You might have some of this artwork around your office, and if you're an office a market center that would like to have this artwork, you can reach out to me, because my previous office, I did a lot of this investigating and finding this artwork. So I'd be more than happy to give those resources to you. All right, Peter, we're going to have some fun today. We're going to do some cool stuff with AI, aren't we?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So let me share my screen.
Yes, sir.
I am on ChatGPT. So it's not to say this is the only GPT that you can use, but it was the first to become publicly available, and it's had the longest time for development. This particular service is part of the ChatGPT Plus, which is $20. And whilst we don't normally recommend agents spending money on tools and services, this is one thing that can't be bought anywhere else for $20. It's extremely good value.
And the best $20 you will ever spend as a real estate agent is $20 a month, but still the best $20 a month you will ever spend as a real estate agent for the amount of time it saves you.
Yeah, it's a big time saver. So when you have the Plus version, when you go to ChatGPT, you can click on here where it says explore. Can you see my mouse? You can't, can you?
No, can't.
See my screen moving?
Yeah. Oh, that's weird. Well. Is it a Mac thing?
No, don't know. Huh. Anyway, you click on to the left, a few lines down, it says explore ChatGPTs. You click on that, like so, and that will bring up the GPTs. So what GPTs are, this is where the public have created their own version of ChatGPT by training it in a specific way for a specific task. So there are multiple things. There are featured ones at the moment, which is sell me this pen. create secondhand marketplace listings based just on a picture. There's movies, there's whimsical designs, color analysis, book creation, drawn to style, creatively transform drawings into pictures, into different artistic styles. And then
Can I stop you for a second real quick?
Yeah.
So sell me this pen. I'm wondering if that comes from this really ridiculous practice. Somebody who's very, very close to me, when he was in college, there was a kind of a thing where you would scalp your student ticket, right, to the football games. And it's illegal to sell those tickets. So what they would say is, I can't sell you the tickets, but I'll sell you this pen.
I see.
And then you get the tickets for free. I wonder if that's where that comes from.
So,
and disclaimer, it didn't work. they got arrested.
Where I think it comes from is an old tradition of interviewing salespeople, and the interviewer, because they're lazy, would just say, hand the interviewee a pen and say, sell me this pen.
Okay, that probably makes more sense, but the scalping story is funny.
Yeah. So you would say something like, after you die, do you want to be remembered? And the interviewer would go, yes. Say, well, the best thing to do is to write down your thoughts with this pen. And then you get the job. So I was once, my first interview for insurance sales, the guy was a bit of a, how can I put it? He liked to drink. Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I said to him, he said, sell me this calculator. I said, so tell me about your end of day. What do you have to do? He says, well, I've got to total up all the numbers that we've done in the office and get them sent off. I said, well, if you use this, you'll be in the pub half an hour quicker. I got the job.
Yep. Immediately hired.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I found that title funny.
Yep. So we have Canva on here, image generation, logo creation, scholars. Then there's the ones built by ChatGPT, which OpenAI, data analysts, creative writing, you name it. So there are thousands. But if you simply type in the search box real estate newsletters, it will come up with Market Insider, which is ChatGPT that I wrote.
Yeah.
So it's fairly new and not many people are using it because they don't know about it, but maybe you'll use it. So it has browsing capabilities, DALL-E images, and data analysis as its capability. So it can browse the internet for current events that are taking place in your area that you can then include in the newsletter. It can read and understand images and create images, and it can use data analysis. So it can create a market report about the financial highlights of a particular... Why am I getting an echo out of nowhere?
Don't hear it here, bud.
Okay. So it can do market analysis. So you can include that in a newsletter. So we're going to start a chat with it. And we've got, starting with the market report, what's the area, what's real estate topics shall we include? Help me create a newsletter from scratch. So we'll use that one.
Cool.
So it's pre-programmed to think about what your customers would want to hear. So it asks a couple of questions. It says, I'd be delighted to help you create a local newsletter. Let's start by gathering some information to make sure your newsletter is tailored perfectly to your needs. Could you please tell me your name or the name you'd like the newsletter to be associated with, your local area or zip code you're focusing on for the newsletter, the month or date range the newsletter is meant to cover, because that's important for...
Yes. For stats and stuff, right?
Yeah, what's going on. So we will call it... let's call it Tampa Times. Okay. And we'll have a subheading. Your real estate guide. There isn't a newspaper called Tampa Times, is there, by any chance? That I've just breached.
I think it is actually the Tampa Bay Times.
Okay, so we'll call it Tampa Times. Subheading, your real estate guide. For Peter Hopkins, realtor, and this is for March 2024 to April 2024. So we're giving it the kind of the outline where we want to start.
And you're gonna continue to prompt this to get the information that you want, right?
Oh, it's an iterative process. Yeah, you just keep going backwards and forwards with it. So great, thanks for providing those details. Your newsletter, Tampa Times, your real estate guide, focusing on March to April, and tailored for Peter Hopkins Realtor will include sections on family-friendly local events, lifestyle segments, real estate buying and selling tips, and a market report for Tampa. I'll start by outlining the sections and then fill in the content.
Cool. And though in all of those things, because I believe we were together when we programmed this. I know we did something similar for mine, and that was in the programming, right? These are the things that we want.
This is all in the programming. Yeah. So what I've done is I've said these are the typical things that you want to have in a newsletter, but we don't want to be bothered trying to look everything up. So we've got Disney on Ice, Frozen and Encanto. We've got Easter for Tampa Bay, the Sebring Soda Festival, the Greater Tampa Bay Walk to Defeat ALS, and the Tampa Bay Airfest. Airfest, that's interesting.
Yeah, probably an air show.
Yeah, yes. United States Air Force.
Thunderbird will be there. Very cool.
Yeah. So it's going to give us an outline, which is all we need for this second. And then what we're going to do is expand each one, and then we're going to copy and paste it all into a document to send out by command using the command campaigns or a SmartPlans. You could do it that way.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So number 1, I'm happy with. Just kind of says what's going on. Number 2, I'm happy with. Number 3, I want to expand that. So I'm going to put expand number 3. So it's looking for engaging activities, making the most out of the spring season in Tampa. This time of year is perfect for enjoying the great outdoors, exploring culture, and participating in community events. So it's adding in Tampa Riverwalk, Tampa Parks and Gardens, Tampa beaches, which world-class beaches, I have to say. Yeah.
Clearwater Beach, all that stuff.
Clearwater is just stupidly brilliant. It's amazing. We've got the Tampa Museum. We've got See, what we're not trying to sell ourselves in the newsletter. We're trying to sell our community so people move into it.
Provide value through that information, and then become the expert of the area, right? In the eyes of those people.
Yeah. Right. So we've got all that. We've got home and garden, health and wellness, community engagement, local culture, outdoor activities. That was expanding number 2, I think. Number 3. Right, real estate market report. Okay, provide an expanded and full real estate market report for, what was it, number 4?
Mm-hmm.
Check, and I always say this, check the internet for live stats. Okay.
Nice.
So we're going to do that section. So all it'll be is just a bunch of sections, and we'll piece them together. I can actually ask it and say, just piece it all together and output it. But there's only so many tokens in one output that,
Mm-hmm.
Right. So for Tampa Times Real Estate Guide, here's the review. The market's showing resilience and growth over the last year. The average price, 370,474, 1.9% increase on last year. 6.4 increase is predicted. We've got inventory sales to list ratio, which is 0.98. That's quite high. It's not as high as that where I am.
Yeah, it is very high.
Yeah. So people are getting more or less what they're asking.
Yeah, exactly. And the houses are being priced well.
Yeah. Really
different than our market. There's over 15,000 properties.
Yeah. So that's got all that good stuff. So we're going to go back to the top. So just to recap, we've asked it to create the outline. Then it's created the outline with a little detail. And now we've been asking it to expand. So we've got the lifestyle and the real estate done, the buying and selling tips, and featured listings. It says put in your own listings there, right? Which you just have to copy them in.
Yeah.
And then contact information. So the last thing we've got to do is real estate buying and selling tips. Okay. Which is number 5. All right. Expand number 5. and relate it to the Tampa area. Okay, so let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so it's saying it's a seller's market with limited inventory and homes are selling at a brisk pace, which it kind of is up there. It's still doing pretty well, right?
Yeah.
Buyers should be ready to act quickly. Price your home right, though, because, you know, there's a competitive element. You're getting 0.98%, which means we're not getting over asking in the market like this. Multiple bids. We're getting a bit under market price. Market your property effectively, professional photography, using home buyers, guides, making sure your internet presence is all good. Getting pre-approved. Be prepared for a quick sale because they're selling in an average of 60 days. So you want to be looking for the house you're going to buy as you go to market. Right? And consider future growth. Right. So I'm going to put, now could you output... Could you output the complete updated content together? Let's see if that works. Certainly, here's the complete updated content. So we'll get that in a minute. We need some background music.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
I need to get some better music on this thing. No, but I love that. I love the message in the beginning, the welcome, right? And what's this taking us? About maybe 5 to 10 minutes?
It hasn't taken me any brain energy.
No, that's the bit, right?
Yeah,
that's right. I might even be able to do this without my morning coffee.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go create a page. So it's not quite giving me everything, but it's enough just to go for now. Right. So I'm going to copy this stuff. Right. I've got the basis of it. I can come back and copy the expanded stuff. Exactly. And I'm going to go over to agent.kw.com. And I'm signed into my command. For anybody on YouTube, I don't have stuff showing here. It's just my stuff. It's not customer stuff. Right. So I'm going to, how am I going to do this? I am going to do this in designs.
Okay.
And I'm going to start from scratch rather than trying to adopt a template. I find adopting a template more irritating than building one from scratch. So I'm going to go create design.
I agree.
It's going to be an email format.
So I can't see your command screen.
Oh, right, sorry. Yeah. So share this tab. Yeah. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. So I'm in command. I've gone to designs on the left-hand side and now going to create a template. So I'm going to create new template. And I've got a blank screen here, right? Yeah. So the first thing I want to do is I want to put the legal header at the top. That's going to put my contact information. I then want to put space for the text. I want space for an image. I may even have a few images. I am, just for the sake of speed, probably just going to stick anything in here just to give you an idea.
Throw your AI in there.
That one?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So down below, I want to put the text, which is going to go there. And then down below that, the legal footer. I might put the text block in twice. So I'll drop that down there. Okay, so that one, I'm going to leave that there as a nice gap, actually.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so this is the text area. I'm then going to hit the pencil. And I'm going to Command V into here by highlighting this and pasting the newsletter right into there. So it's Welcome Peter Hopkins. It's got headers. It's got paragraphs. It's got bullet points. I didn't ask it to because I'd already pre-programmed it to use H1 and H2 style headers.
Yeah.
So it looks pretty good. And I'm going to drop down here. Right. So my contact information, I don't need that because I've already got it. Right.
Yep.
Featured listings. I'm going to chop that. And then I'm going to let's move this over here a little bit. Right. I'm going to click save. Oh, I've got to give the thing a template. So newsletter, Tampa 2024, right?
Yeah.
03. Okay. So I've got that. Save. Right, now I can preview it by clicking the eyeball. And this is what it's going to look like. Now, I like to use this version of it because this is what it looks like on a thing. Oh, you know what I did?
Probably do it.
You know what I did? I did the fatal thing. Right then. I didn't click done. So let me just do that. Command V. Just want to space it out again. It always gets me, that one.
I know it's a really weird thing in the UI. So what Peter's talking about is he hit save at the top, but that didn't save his text because he didn't hit done within the text editor. So he's going to show that to you right now.
You got to hit this right here before you hit save, and then you hit preview. Okay, so this is the newsletter. So it will go out with a graphic on it. I'd remove that, insert your text, and then it's going to have a space, and then the actual newsletter is here. Yep. And then down the bottom, I could add in a link to featured listings. So I'm going to go back to this X. I'm going to do a couple of quick edits. So down at the top here, just under this image, I'm going to click on edit that text box with the pencil, and I'm going to remove that and just put a space and then click done. That creates a nice space between the image, because otherwise they can you say butt up against each other?
Yeah, that's okay. It butts up to the photo.
Yeah. Little things like that you can edit afterwards. But I want to put a link in, right? So to do that, I could put a listing block if I want to put feature a listing.
Let's do that.
Okay. So I'm going to go here. I've now got a listing block. I'm going to click that. I'm going to click edit. And then you got to kind of work this out. So,
everything, right?
So I'm just going to find a random listing.
Okay.
For some reason, my photos are not loading for the listings. It's not good, is it?
I'll give you one if you want to go to the top and put in an address.
Okay.
25560 Technology Boulevard. And it's Punta Gorda, if that helps.
Yep.
There it is right there. Cool.
Okay.
You just have to select a main image, right? So you got to choose one. Just take that first one, top left corner.
Yeah, let me just go back here because that was kind of previewing it.
No, you were right.
It's glitching on me.
No, go to view. Go to view.
Yeah, but that'll just put one image in.
Yeah, but that's all I need.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Can you put multiple? Don't know. Right, so it's got the image
in this one. No.
The property, got alt text to go there, got information about the listing, and then you can actually link to the listing, to the landing page.
Look at that.
Of that listing, which let's pretend it is Homes of the Week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm then going to click done so I don't screw up. I'm just going to put 6 beds, 4 baths just for the hell of it, okay? Doesn't matter, does it? 64 beds. 4 baths.
It's a commercial building, so it probably would make 64 beds.
Yeah. So then I'm going to go back to save, go to my preview. So now I've got my ChatGPT written newsletter featuring a listing, and you can do that multiple times. You can put as many listings on as you want. So you can showcase it, and that highlights property on there as well, because most listing agents will want to include their listings. So once you've done all this, you X out of it, make sure you saved it, X out again. It's going to ask you to save again, and now I'm going to go to campaigns here. and this is the really easy bit I really like. So we're going to do email, and we're going to do create campaign, click email, and then we're going to give it a name, which will be Tampa Newsletter 0324, right? Click other and just click create campaign. So what he then does is says select the design. So you're going to select the design you just made, and that's going to put the whole thing into the email, ready to go, basically.
That's
right?
Awesome. Yep.
It's really cool. So I'm going to X that. It gives you an opportunity to edit it. I don't need to because I'm happy with the edit. It's now in here on the right-hand side. That's what the consumer is going to see. And then you can create a list. So I have some pre-built lists. I've got like everybody at a certain date. I can select them and I can put welcome to Tampa Bay Life, Tampa Times Real Estate Newsletter. Newsletter. Right. So we got all that. And it would be as simple as clicking send. You can schedule it, and you've got your ChatGPT written, nicely laid out, professional, full of great information, featured listing, or 2 or 3 or 4. You can put as many as you want on there. Your contact information and legals all on there. The stuff at the bottom's all there that's important, ready to go. So that is how to use AI and command to do newsletters.
That is amazing. And realistically, 20 minutes tops.
Yeah.
Right. So,
and once you've done it 1 month, it's so easy to do the next month because you just go update this for the current month because it's going to remember it in ChatGPT and just say, please update it for May.
Yeah. And you can actually create this as a smart plan. So your smart plan would have a task for you to be able to remind you, right, that you need to go make the edits for the month.
Yeah.
And then the next step is to send the newsletter out.
Yeah. So the smart plan is the smart way to do it because you can have a recurring smart plan that goes every month or every 2 months that will then got people calling me that will then simply mean that you go into the smart plan and replace the email each month, and you don't have to go through the sending process. Now, the only thing about that is you've got to make sure you add your contacts to the smart plan as you put them in, right? Whereas with the email method, you're going to select everybody and send it, so you don't have to worry about, specifically adding them. But just create a task, right? Whenever you add a contact.
Right. The reason the smart plan is the way to go, Peter, and you kind of just said it, like when you're in the email, you have to build the list first.
Yeah.
And if you're sending this out to a database of hundreds, if not thousands of people, but let's just say hundreds of people, it is a pain in the butt to scroll through 50 names at a time or whatever it is and add them. Right. So it's really better to do this as a smart plan instead of a one-off email each month.
Yeah.
But it can be done either way. Whichever way you prefer and the way that you're going to do it so that it gets out and you actually take action, that's the way you need to do it.
Yeah. But what I really like about it is the local events.
Yeah, because then you can add links to those local event websites too, if you wanted to, right? Or better yet, if you're taking this a step further and you have custom pages set up or blog posts set up in your new website experience for, let's say, Tampa and Clearwater, you can actually have those events with the links on the blog post and then in the newsletter link back to that page on your website, and you're constantly driving traffic to your website.
Yeah. So that it makes me even more sense, right? What I would do is kind of both. So your email has your newsletter in it so they can just read it. And then it says like, click to learn more and have a call to action and then send them to your website to the custom page version of it. Because some people are resistant to clicking.
Yes. Yeah.
They're afraid of viruses and they're being told don't click things in emails. So it's best just to have your content in the email so at least it's getting read.
Yeah, they've been told not to click anything that says click here, but yet we need to put click here most of the time or learn more or whatever.
Click here, it's okay.
Yeah, it's not what it used to be. It's it's okay these days for the most part. You just have to be very careful about what you're looking at, right? Always read pop-ups. I can't tell you how many times I've worked with an agent, any agent, and we'll be sitting there working and I'll be like, okay, so just read everything that pops up, and they'll click okay, and then something pops up and they just click whatever the highlighted button was, and I'm like, what did that just say? They're like, I don't know. I'm like, I told you. Read it. That's how you're gonna get in trouble. Well, that was awesome, Peter. Thanks for the demo on that. Hey, we might cut it short today, right? You and I both have very busy days today. But I think there was a lot of value in that 35 minutes or so.
Well, that's the thing with AI. It takes us less time to show people things.
Absolutely. Which means as an agent, it's going to take you much less time to do these things.
Yeah.
And if you're admin on a team, it's going to take you much less time to do these kind of monotonous things that are still important to get done to stay in communication with your database. So definitely leverage the power of AI. Peter and I use it every single day. It's something I know I'm humbled by it. I think Peter is as well. We're kind of getting a name for ourselves in AI and how we use it, and we really appreciate the attention so that we can reach a bigger audience to share these tips and techniques and strategies with. And that being said, we actually have a group called ChatGPT and AI Tools for Real Estate Agents and Professionals. I know it's really long, but it works on the SEO side of things. So that's a great place for you to come over and see the kind of stuff that we do. Peter and I provide a live free training by Zoom on there, and we choose Zoom over StreamYard on that format so that we can get engagement and you can talk to us. And we'll link to it in the description for this episode of Labs Advisors Live. And hopefully you will take what you learned today and apply it and make things easier in your business so that you can save time and money with AI. And Peter, you got anything?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I'm a big proponent of AI. I think that this fear mongering that's going around is all just, it's just too early for all that. Take advantage of the fact that it has an IQ of 155. It's connected live to the internet. It knows how to research. It's got all the latest information and updates, and leverage it and make them personalize it. So use the tool like you've got on there on ChatGPT, the real estate newsletter tool, and make it your own, right? I mean, I just copied and pasted it. I could have, because I am not an agent in a particular area, but I might know something about a particular business, a restaurant, or an event that didn't come up that's important to me that I want to include in it. It might be a first-time home buyers seminar that I'm running. It could be a tax planning clinic for homeowners. I don't know, whatever's going on that you're doing in the market center. Add that in there as well and get it out there.
Yeah, absolutely. You could even include a training that's coming up in your market center that's going to be fantastic. That if you've got agents with other companies that are in your database that you send this newsletter to as well, then it's an opportunity to change their life in the Keller Williams system and help build your profit share tree. So lots of different things you can do. I like what you said, Peter. Highlight a restaurant every month.
All right, guys. Well, thank you.
That's it. We will see you next week. Go out and save some time, save some money. Keep your businesses growing. Peter and I are here for you. You know how to reach out to us either in the comments in Facebook or YouTube. And hopefully we'll see you over on the Facebook group I just mentioned. I'll link to it here as well. Have a great week and weekend, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.